and it's good stuff, but when you're sending out a variety of different vendors' marketing materials, you're not really building brand equity for yourself. So the first thing I try to do with a channel partner is help them define and pull together their own brand system so they can always lead with their brand, because that's who their customers are buying, right? They're buying the VAR, not the bag of vendors.
Yeah, so how do you do that? Like, do you have a whole stash of stuff that you have ready to go, or?
Well, it kind of starts with a conversation. First, we go in and do a series of discovery interviews and just find out what the heart of that story is. Every VAR is unique. Every VAR has a story. So we try to find out what that story is and do a sort of end-to-end brand assessment and write a good value proposition for them. And then just build them the materials that they need the most, whether it's, we're building a lot of websites now, sales folders, sales slicks, however they like to go to market, social media outlets, and pulling that all together for them. We're doing some videos as well.
Yeah, you're saying that, taking over my job.
Sorry, somebody's got to give you a run for your money.
Oh, okay, no problem. But the reality is that if they go out there, and you started to say that, and I think I want to go back to that about their own branding, because right now, what a lot of them are doing is they're sending out a lot of stuff from vendors, and at the end of the day, like, I mean, you take the average channel partner, that they have usually about 30 vendor partners that they work with, and every one of those partners wants them to send out about one or so, one maybe even two pieces every week. If you do the math, that means that not only are they not branding themselves, but they're probably debranding themselves, if that's a real word,
Yeah.
because they're spamming their customers.
Absolutely. Yeah.
And they're also sending them mostly stuff that's product oriented, and their job is to tell them what they should buy, not to say to them, hey, here, read all this stuff and tell us what you want.
Yeah, I agree. I think their job is actually to tell those end customers how they can help them grow their own business, their own end business, you know, whether it's a doctor, lawyer, or Indian chief, right? How can I help you take costs out of your business? How can I keep your lights on and running so you could focus on your core business? Now, if I'm a plumber, I don't come to you telling you I've got a wrench, a hammer, a saw, and a drill, right?
Exactly.
That's like a box of products.
And
but you
that's
just want to know, can I stop the leak so you can get on with your day, right?
Exactly. And so is that the type of stuff that you're sending out for them?
Absolutely. Helping them find that story and tell that story consistently, cohesively, and having all their associates on board with that story so they can build brand equity in their own brand.
Now, is most of what you're doing, or all of what you're doing, electronic, or are you doing paper stuff still?
Still a lot of print, doing a lot of print, and moving into the digital products as well. A lot of video, websites, digital signage, and all those social media plays as well.
Oh yeah, social media. So let's talk about social media. Like, I mean, where do they start? Let's. I said at the beginning that as a person that has no marketing really going on, social media, it's just a bunch of stuff for kids, right?
Well, you know what?
I hope you don't agree with me on that.
Well, no, I think social media is good for a lot of things that aren't as obvious, like SEO, search engine optimization, can be greatly enhanced through just a simple social media mix. Like, you put a video on YouTube, you give a good description and title, you tag it correctly, you link it to your Facebook, you link that to your website. This is all feeding into your own search engine optimization, and that brings more inbound leads for you. So,
and it brings better leads too.
Right, more qualified leads, because people are out there looking for you. So that can greatly enhance the SEO strategy. Now, I don't know if Facebook is really a big. I think it's good for B2B, not just for SEO, but to really develop a conversation and a personality for your business and a conversation with your end customers. I don't think necessarily that more is more for B2B of this size anyway. I don't think you got to go try to get 28 million hits on a video or thousands of friends, but you got to identify who your audience is that cares about your business and who wants to know what you're up to and what they should be thinking about, and you develop that relationship through these social media outlets, right?
Yeah, like, I mean,
and really, my opinion on these different options, there's such an arsenal of things you could choose from, and I tell people, do what you like, because if you don't like being on Facebook, you're not really going to keep it up to date, and it's just going to get stale, and it's not going to do you many favors. But use the tools that you like to engage with, because that's what you're going to have the wherewithal to keep refreshing and
And that goes right back to your first thing where you were talking about, before we started talking about social media, about you go out there and you find out what they want to talk about and how they want to feel. Because if you go out there and you start showing, I don't know, pictures of elephants, and somehow you're trying to tie it back into this industry, and if they're not comfortable with pictures of elephants, and probably shouldn't be, you know, I don't know why you're recommending that, but no.
Sounds kind of cool, actually.
Maybe we'll do it.
Work.
Yeah, but if they're not comfortable with it, they're not going to send it out no matter, and it's all for nothing.
Yeah, I think your marketing is a means to tell your story, and telling your story is a means to commerce, right? So, you know, reflect your personality in the tools that you use and the story that you tell with those tools, and just keep it real. And that's all it. Marketing is a way to get to the sales conversation, right?
Absolutely.
And it's easier to do that if people understand, hey, there's somebody that understands my business, they're speaking my language, they look all right, I think I'll give them a shot.
So if I had to put everything into perspective for the people who are reading it, or listening to us, I guess they're not reading us now.
No, they're reading us.
Oh yeah, I can read on that face. No, but what you're really doing for them is you're simplifying their ability to do marketing.
Mm-hmm.
You're doing all the heavy lifting and all the heavy work for it. You're coming out and you're doing it. And at the end of the day, the only thing that's going to happen for them is that they're going to get more business.
Yeah, absolutely. It gets them quicker to market, because I know they don't have the time or the wherewithal to think about all this marketing stuff. So we simplify that for them, so they can continue to simplify their end customers' business for them, right? So, and when you've got a good set of cohesive materials, you're quicker to market. You don't have to, when you're ready, you don't have to get ready. So we help them get ready.
So there's roughly 30,000 advertising agencies in the U.S. Mm-hmm. Okay, why you over them? And if you can't answer that, I'll do it for you.
Because we're dedicated to the channel. Exactly. And you know, all these agencies are great. They're all creative, but you know, if you don't understand the language, just the acronyms alone can cost you your first 80 billable hours teaching people about your business.
I was going to say, because you're not selling advertising or pretty pictures, you're selling yourself and what you do, and you guys know that. And, well,
we're
as the largest distributor in the world. If you don't know it, there's something wrong with our industry.
Right. We're helping simplify and humanize and translate a complex channel business for the end customers that don't necessarily have the time to weed through all that.
Okay, so we've said Ingram a whole bunch of time. If they want to get right to you, and I don't do this very often, but I know at Ingram it's hard to get yourself out of the, like, to know who they deal with every day is fine, but once they want to get beyond that, it's hard. So how do they find you?
Well, they could find us online. We've got a website.
What's the website?
ingramicro.com/marketing services.
That's pretty simple.
Right.
Okay.
They can give me a call directly anytime, send me an email. I don't know if you're going to put the information on in the lower third, or
why don't you just say it real slow.
Why don't you give me a call? My name's Dennis Crupi, C-R-U-P-I. You can reach me at 714-382-2711. At your service.
Day and night? No.
Day.
Perfect.
Thank you, Robert.
Thank you.
Always a pleasure.